Furiosa had a really bad weekend. We're not going to focus on this movie, but I just want to use it for some context. It came out in China, didn't do well. I think it made about $3 million. And as of today, it is being removed from 880 theaters after 2 weeks in the theaters. And I have to say, some people aren't going to like this, but when people are out there talking about that, yeah, audiences might kind of be over female protagonists right now, and I think that's because of Hollywood, not because of the fact that a woman stars in it. I think it's Hollywood and the fact that they put out stuff like the Marvels left and right. I do think that there's a conversation to be had there because now we have another franchise like Furiosa. Furiosa is a franchise. It's a part of the Mad Max franchise. Action movie. I believe it was also rated R. Didn't do well, but yet here comes Bad Boys 4. Huge opening weekend. $56 million in the U.S., but with worldwide, it's at $104 million on a budget of $100 million. So it's already on its way to making money back. And also, don't forget, Will Smith is not squeaky clean right now. He is probably in the worst place of his career ever with the slap, the cucking stuff with his wife and all that shit that came out, the peen sitting down stuff. There's a lot of stuff, but people are forgiving, and they went and watched the movie. This movie, I would argue, should have done worse than Furiosa did because of all the controversy surrounding Will Smith, but that didn't happen, did it? They showed up for it. A lot of people got mad about those comments that people were making about female protagonists in movies and totally not understanding the point that it's not that people were mad about female protagonists. They're mad about all the garbage. And the fact remains, a lot of the garbage that's come out of Hollywood, particularly Marvel, has all been trash with these female leads. So now people get a whiff of it, and they don't show up. It's not just Bad Boys that's doing well. Look at this. Garfield nears $200 million worldwide. Garfield's out here cat scratching everybody. Garfield, a movie that launched with Furiosa, destroying everybody. Now it's making most of this money, I think, worldwide, actually. I forget what it made over here in the States, but it's making a lot of its money over in other countries, which is surprising. I figured there'd be a lot of people here that would be interested in that movie because it's a kids movie. It's a safe kids movie. I don't think Chris Pratt's going to do a degenerate take on Garfield and be in a movie with a bunch of weird shit. Probably a safe bet to go see with your family. There's also one more thing. Bad Boys 4 did not have critical approval. 63% from critics. It actually gets worse when you go to top critics, 57%. Audiences, though, they loved it, 97%. Switch over to all audience, it's still at 93%. Furiosa actually had good critical reception. This movie is sitting at 90% fresh, 85% for top critics, 84% all audience, verified audience 90%. So Furiosa 10 years ago probably would have clobbered Bad Boys. Well, I don't know about that because Fury Road didn't do that well either. I would argue that Furiosa shouldn't have got. And I understand people like this movie, but it doesn't make sense because Fury Road didn't destroy the box office. Why did you think this one would? They should have made this movie cheap budget. I think they would have been okay with it maybe, but here we are. So Bad Boys bringing in some of that masculine energy. I guess the movie's pretty hyper masculine, which is refreshing because we don't get a lot of that anymore. I hear it's great. I have not seen it yet. I probably, maybe will see it, but seriously, once again, this is kind of a movie I could just wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. So I don't know if I'll see it or not. I just think the situation is funny. And they even talk shit about Furiosa here in this article. Either way, Ride or Die's start gave some much-needed oomph to summer turnstiles. Its launch is 58% bigger than Furiosa. Oh boy! wait till this happens, and I promise you it will. I guarantee you this is going to happen. So I'm very excited for the articles to come out this week on sexism and shit-talking audiences for actually going to see this and snubbing Furiosa, because that's going to happen 100%. This is going to probably make people mad because, I mean, I'm kind of shocked it's doing as well as it is, and that's mostly because of Will Smith. But like I said in the last video, I think people are pretty forgiving. And he definitely put his humiliation in. He's been humiliated for 2 years. So, good for him, I guess. Good for audiences to finally have something that they are willing to go out and see. Get out of the house, go to a movie. They didn't do it for Furiosa, but they're doing it for Garfield and Bad Boys. Anyway, Hollywood, you need to reevaluate yourself. You're never going to be able to make Furiosa when you put out 35 Captain Marvels. Sorry. You got to figure it out. Stop with the agendas because you ruin good movies. Furiosa, arguably a pretty good movie, destroyed because Hollywood wants to put agenda in all of their shit. They finally put a movie out that doesn't have it with Furiosa, and people just got a whiff of it because they decided, well, we're going to market it like she's a girl boss. And what happened? This movie was not marketed like that. It was marketed as a high testosterone, fire everywhere, explosions, gun scenes. Like one of the videos I did see for this movie behind the scenes, it's like showing them having fun making it. It's like this scene where it's almost like a first-person shooter, and you've got this camera like right in Will Smith's face, and it will like spin out to watch him reload his gun, and then it zooms back on him, and then it shows the perspective of him looking down the gun sight. Like, it was pretty cool. Like, that's the kind of shit I see for this movie. And then when I check in with Furiosa's marketing, it's George Miller telling people how he's adding feminist energy to the movie and how feminism makes him great. One is better than the other here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.